Sometimes, when we set out on a journey, we don't know all the twists and turns beforehand, and we accept that as part of the experience. This art project has been just that, full of pathways and intersections that were not expected. Allowing nature to inspire my work has been full of surprises, dead ends, U-turns. But that's life, that's art, that's what it is to create. It's also been full of openings, movement and colour I didn't expect. Sometimes letting go of what you intended allows for deeper curiosities to set in. The natural force of serendipity seeps into the artwork. Like the saying goes, if you shut the door on narrative, a window will open. Creativity just can't be blocked. It's in us and all around. It fills all the hidden places with its magic. You just have to accept that creating is part of who you are, part of who you were meant to be. Hey everyone, this week has been a little unusual. I've been sick most of the week actually, and I had all this sort of footage planned for this video and what I wanted to do, but yeah, it just hasn't worked out that way. So life is life. We just keep going, keep doing the thing. So today I'm just going to take you through how I am getting ready for the residency, the research that I'm doing at the moment. Some people wouldn't call this research, I get that. It's very creative, and I'm not exploring a lot of the academia sort of side of it at the moment. It's just very visual. I'm using a lot of my intuition and just, really working with what the next step I feel is to be correct. Does that make sense? You know what I mean. I've been collecting objects from nature, and I've got this little kitty here. I've just put different stones in, shells. Some of these I've already drawn and created a diagram for and kind of worked through my idea. Yeah, and just like this is a little bit of lavender, another shell. This is, I think it's kind of, I really liked, well, it's a rock, but I think it's volcanic maybe, and I just like the sort of shapes of those holes that have been created, probably by quite violent heat. But today I am going to have a look at this shell. So in my process, I don't kind of scientifically look at the shell and figure out what it's made out of and the name of it and anything like that. I'm just looking at it visually and either draw or paint it first, just to kind of spend time with the shape and the texture and just let my mind kind of wander on it for a while. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to have a go at painting it. Now, just be warned, I am not like a painter, I'm not like an illustrator or anything like that, no training in this whatsoever. But I've just found that for this process it's been really inspiring, just working this way with these objects and allowing the objects to kind of reveal different parts of themselves to me. It sounds really weird, I know, but it is working. So I'm really excited about what I'm doing. So that's enough for me, that's enough validation. So yeah, some coffee and let's get started. Nice. The image of the shell, and I have also sort of mapped some elements that I've been thinking about while I was painting, and just things that have inspired me from the shape or even just the texture of the shell. And one of the things that I'm excited about is that on the shell there's almost this sort of random woven pattern that's quite organic, and I really like that idea to carry on with the next part of this process. It's now a couple of days later. I've really been struggling with my health, but managed a wonderful walk at our local beach. Also carried on with the exploration of the shell. First I explored the element of weaving, which I discovered in its texture, and by examining this I was inspired to create a diagram. The diagram considers two moving positions, one moving horizontally and one vertically. However, within their movement they are interrupted. This interruption only stops them for a short while before moving in their said directions again. Not sure if this would be a narrative device or a visual motif to explore, but I'm happy with this outcome so far. I'm going to end the video here. It's been really interesting working on this shell, and I've managed to actually do this whole process, like I said before, quite a few times now. It's really good going into the gallery, I think, in a few weeks, knowing that I've got a little bit of research already done. I didn't want to go in thinking that I've done too much work. I just wanted to have a foundation of work that I can start from. It's really unusual for me to create an experimental film in this way. Even with the experimental, normally I have like a solid idea of the content and what I'm going to be doing, but this is really different. So it's very challenging. I just have to remember that I haven't worked in this way before. I haven't used this process for experimental filmmaking before, so I can't sort of judge what's right or wrong. It's just keep making the work, keep researching, keep working on what I think is the best way forward. And like I said, you know, my validation is enough for this. I don't have to, you know, look back at the other projects I've done before and try and judge this project on those. So yeah, that was just a little insight into what I'm doing, and I hope you have all had a good week. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.